Can I just point out something that's bothering me about something that happened last week? It's the whole Rosie O'Donnell thing, and if anybody's not familiar with it, she put it out there that Barron Trump is autistic, and that Donald Trump should use this opportunity to raise awareness about autism. And I thought that was so inappropriate.
Why though? Why?
Okay, two things. Number one,
I think it's inappropriate if you hide an issue with your child because you're embarrassed.
Do we know 100%?
I don't know if it's true.
We don't know if it's true. We don't know 100% if
I don't know if it's true.
The kid was 3 o'clock in the morning. He was tired.
If O'Donnell did it out of spite, then shame on her. But I read the same thing you did, and she didn't do it out of spite. She said that he should use his influence and where he is right now. And I am a big... one of my best friends has 3 kids that are autistic.
She has a son who's autistic. She pointed that out the next day. The point I'm going to make is that, do you know 100% that the child has autism?
Well,
it was 3 o'clock in the morning. The kid was tired.
A lot of people are saying that that's what it is, and that's why Trump has kept him in the background.
It's his privilege as a father, as a parent, to protect
I agree, but you shouldn't be ashamed of your child.
You don't know if he's ashamed of it. She's making the point.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to, listen, I don't want to fall in the same fucking trap as Rosie O'Donnell or anybody who says stuff and then is berated because it's contrived as maliciousness or just payback. But I really think that she was being sincere because she has a child with autism, and I really think she was being sincere. I really do.
I think she was being sincere. What I'm saying is, it's up to Donald Trump, his wife, and his family to say if the...
You know, but when you're in a public, you know this better than anybody, Perry, because you wrote speeches, you're a writer, you're a journalist, that when you're in a fucking public eye, people expect or demand, or people make demands of you to do different things.
And I think that's fine. I'm just saying, as a parent, it's my right to say if my child has a problem, a disability, a disease.
When you are a public figure, you are scrutinized in every single aspect.
But do we know 100%?
Well, that's what I really don't know. But that's what there's a lot of writing going on saying that the young son of his third marriage, right? Melania's son, a biological son, and his biological son is been diagnosed with
autism. And again,
with autism.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, the young 10-year-old boy is standing there and he's weaving back and forth. He's tired. Okay, do we know exactly that he does have autism, or was he just a 10-year-old kid who was up at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Somebody leaked it. You know better than I do. You've got your sources. You know, I talk to a lot of sports guys. When they say something about what they heard in the Leaf dressing room, they got their sources, right?
Sources aren't always 100% accurate. And
but that's what they're saying. You know, for me, I really don't give a fuck. I mean, if he's embarrassed of his son, if his son in fact has autism, shame on him.
Yeah. We don't know if he's embarrassed. He may just.
But if his son is autistic, right? He should do everything in his power. That is, you know.
Is he there? Do we still have Frank?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. You guys continue talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is all I have to say, and I'll just say this.
And
right?
I'll say something.
We're all in the public eye. You know, I may have my child, by the grace of God, are healthy, right? But if my child had an issue of some sort, it's up to me to decide whether I want to declare it.
Yeah.
Donald Trump may want to at some point declare it, or he may not want to. But I just think. It was just a little too close to the edge that it was Rosie O'Donnell that made the comment.
Of all people, right? And maybe she knows what medication the young Barron is taking. Maybe she knows what special school she's going to. Could be a telltale sign that Melania is not moving into the White House until sometime in June or July,
and
because they want to keep the kid in school. So.
Whatever you do, you can say whatever you want about Donald Trump.
Rosie.
But when you say something about the kid, unless you have absolute 100% proof, then you don't say anything. Not Rosie O'Donnell. That was the wrong. Her intentions may have been right, but she was the wrong person to be saying it.
Yeah.
That tells me, Perry, that it's accurate.
Okay, Bill, if it's accurate. Bill, you've got kids, right? You've been in the public eye. You've had a lot of things written about you, some which may have irked you beyond belief. But if someone said something about your 2 children, would you have just gone ballistic and say, that's crossing the line?
Well, no, I would have said that. On the other hand, if I were president of the United States, I would sit down with my wife and my son, Barron, and all the rest of my family and say, okay, how do you feel about this, Barron? You know you're dealing with autism. Do you want to keep it within the family?
And you're going to ask a 10-year-old kid to make that decision?
Well, I would prefer that than to make a pronouncement that he's got autism.
Yeah.
Listen, first of all, I agree with Perry. It's up to Trump to admit or not. But if Trump admits now that Rosie O'Donnell called him out, it's going to make him look silly because you should never be embarrassed of your children.
Yeah, and the backlash is going to be huge.
My very dear friend, one of my best friends, all 3 of his kids are autistic. He never hides the fact. I love the kids. They're fucking geniuses. Probably they're the only ones I can deal with. And I get along with them. You know...
a lot of things, Frank.
You're fast.
But if Trump has a tweeting war with Rosie O'Donnell, this is going to be